Before Columbus ever set foot in the Americas, vast civilizations thrived. Monumental cities rose from the jungles, pyramids touched the skies, and empires spanned mountains and deserts. This is the story you weren't taught enough in school, the story of the great Native American civilizations, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, and the countless cultures that shaped a hemisphere. Stay with us as we journey from the Yucatan jungles to the Andes Mountains, from sacred pyramids to floating cities, and uncover the full history of the Americas before European arrival. Imagine if, centuries before Paris or London reached their peak, there were cities just as large, filled with markets, libraries, temples, and canals, but in the heart of the Americas. Imagine roads longer than the Roman empires, stretching across mountains so high they touched the clouds. These were not isolated tribes. They were world-class civilizations with advanced astronomy, agriculture, and architecture. Yet much of their story remains buried, until today. Long before the Aztecs, Mayans, or Incas, small farming communities developed across the Americas. By 3000 BCE, crops like maize, beans, and squash transformed life much like wheat did in the Old World. Cultures such as the Olmec in Mexico, from 1200 to 400 BCE, built colossal stone heads and laid the foundation for later Mesoamerican societies. In North America, the Mississippian culture built giant earth mounds, like Cahokia near modern-day St. Louis, a city larger than medieval London around 1100 CE. These early innovations in farming, trade, and religion set the stage for the great civilizations to come. Deep in the jungles of Central America, the Maya rose to prominence. From around 250 CE to 900 CE, they built city-states like Tikal, Palenque, and Copan. The Mayans were masters of astronomy and mathematics. They developed an advanced calendar and a writing system of hieroglyphs. Their stepped pyramids rival those of Egypt in scale and precision. But unlike a single empire, the Mayan world was a network of rival cities. Wars, droughts, and internal strife led to a dramatic decline around 900 CE, though some Mayan cities continued even into the time of the Spanish conquest. Fast forward to the 14th century in the Valley of Mexico. Out of migrating tribes came the Aztecs, or Mexica. By 1325, they founded Tenochtitlan, a city on an island in Lake Texcoco, a city of temples, canals, and marketplaces. Tenochtitlan amazed Spanish conquistadors. Its population was over 200,000, larger than most European cities at the time. The Aztecs engineered chinampas, or floating gardens, to feed their people. They formed a triple alliance empire, collecting tribute from across Mesoamerica. Religion and warfare were central to Aztec life, but so were art, poetry, and law. They built a sophisticated society in less than 2 centuries. South in the Andes, the Inca Empire emerged, the largest empire in pre-Columbian America. From the 1400s until the Spanish arrived, the Incas ruled over 10 million people across present-day Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Chile. Their capital, Cusco, was the navel of the world. Roads stretched over 25,000 miles, rivaling Rome's. They didn't use wheels or written scripts, but had quipu, knotted strings to record information. The Incas built agricultural terraces and stone cities like Machu Picchu, perfectly fitted to withstand earthquakes. Their system of storehouses and roads allowed them to move armies and food quickly, an empire in harmony with the mountains. Beyond the Big Three, dozens of other civilizations flourished. The Nazca etched enormous geoglyphs into Peru's desert sands. The ancestral Puebloans built cliff dwellings like Mesa Verde. The Muisca of Colombia inspired the legend of El Dorado, and the Mississippian mound builders thrived along North America's rivers. Together, these cultures formed a tapestry of societies across 2 continents. The arrival of Europeans in the late 15th and early 16th centuries devastated these civilizations through war, disease, and colonization. Yet their legacy endures. Millions of indigenous people across the Americas keep these traditions alive, in languages, food, art, and ceremony. Our calendars, crops like maize and potatoes, and even words like chocolate and canoe come from these civilizations. Far from lost, their influence shapes our world every day. The story of the Americas didn't begin with Columbus. It stretches back thousands of years. It's a story of innovation, resilience, and beauty. When you visit a modern city, think of Tenochtitlan's canals. When you look at the stars, remember Mayan astronomers. When you eat a potato or corn on the cob, you're tasting a legacy thousands of years old. These civilizations were not just lost worlds. They were vibrant, complex societies whose achievements rival any in history, and their story deserves to be told and remembered. Subscribe for more history.